This is where we hold them. This is where we fight.
Welcome to the Stop Listen podcast. Hope y'all are enjoying your 4th of July weekend. Mine is not fantastic, but I've had some good times. On 4th of July, I went to a county fair, which I haven't been to in forever, and seen my niece and nephew. I hadn't seen them for a little bit. My niece was showing chickens and doing the whole 4-H thing. It was pretty cool to see, and it was hard. It was difficult, like seeing my niece like go off in like a little friend group, and there's like, and I'm like, it's just, it's weird. Like the first time really kind of seeing that, her venture off. You know, she was out playing. Like, I was terrified. I mean, it was all cool. Like, it's very, very, like, everything was secure. But it was just me seeing it for the first time. Like, and then my nephew, he's a little bit younger and she is. And, you know, I'm just watching him, like, you know, try to, you know, socialize and kind of navigate that. And kind of like, you know, you want to coach him up, but you also gotta let him kind of do his thing, you know, and like, you know, give him maybe some pointers after the fact. Yeah, it's something. It's that, you know, you just, I guess you see the kids just walking away from you. It's just slowly. I guess that's life. I'm gonna go over some tweets that have caught my eye over the last couple days. Then I'm gonna go over the 2025 project, which I don't really know much about. But a friend of mine said, like, what was this 2025 thing? Do Trump, something about, like, banning Muslims? I was like, huh? So I mean, I've heard a little bit about it, and I've heard Trump distance himself from it. And I'm going to check it out, see what it is. Because I looked over it, and I was like, there's actually, I don't see how bad it is. But I'm going to go through that. So this site just popped up. Gavin Newsom.
Fundamentally is about rolling back. This election fundamentally is about rolling back. If Donald Trump succeeds, God help us, we will roll back the last half century.
That's an evil man, I do believe, folks. I could be wrong. So, I've been hearing this thing about, I've seen this on Twitter today, like the only thing on Twitter today, Patriot Front. So, a bunch of khakied men. Reclaim America with Confederate flags, khakis. Most of them look pretty fit. Wow. What is this supposed to be? Well, who? That's funny. I mean, like, is that? I don't know what that is. That Patriot Front. It doesn't look like a good time because they have their faces covered. Like, no one says anything. Kevin Bacon. Good actor, man. I like me some Kevin Bacon. The Following, man, he's really good in that. Good actor. After decades in Hollywood, the prolific actor had become a household name, but he once decided to try life outside the spotlight. To do this, he used prosthetics and accessories to form a disguise, but he didn't like what happened. So it doesn't show what he looked like. Okay, he wasn't... Nobody recognized me, he recalled. People were kind of pushing past me, not being nice. Nobody said, I love you. I had to wait in line to, I don't know, buy a coffee or whatever. I was like, this sucks. I want to go back to being famous. I mean, I respect some of his work, but it doesn't mean you get to go ahead of me in line. Like, you're still a man. You think you deserve to hop in line because you played a part real good sometimes. Like, dude, we all work, man. Like, you're pretty good at the thing you do. Like, you ain't saving lives, buddy. Narcissists, all of them. Alex Jones posted this. I shouldn't have said the boogeyman's name.
Hey, Dad, do an impression of Joe Biden trying to explain the difference between tangerines and oranges.
Tangerine. I was a kid growing up. This was in Kentucky. Civil War just ended. And there was a tree. My father planted the tree. Tangerine tree. Anyway, Abe Lincoln said, I'm going to cut down that cherry tree. No, the other guy. Anyway. What was the question?
That's good. That's good.
Hey, Dad, do an impression of Joe Biden trying to explain.
Who the hell would go like that Patriot Guard? Like, what do they want? Like, people like run up to them, like, hey guys, hey, what you doing? Hang out? Like, I brought my khakis. Like, like the people just run up like mass. Like, hey guys, I'm here. Oh shit! What kind of world do we live in? Cat Turd, the illustrious Twitter profile, wants to he'll pick his VP soon. I mean, he has to. The convention's coming up soon, so I mean, it's like less than 2 weeks away, I think. Who do you want him to pick? I said Tulsi, and I've maintained Tulsi. Because I thought it gave him his best chance to win, and she's not establishment. I mean, at all. So even if you think that he really has it kind of sewn up at this point, I don't. But I don't know. I still like. I'm gonna stick with Tulsi. I still like what it stands for. Hodge twins, Vivek or Ben Carson, suicide insurance. Yeah, that's why I kind of think Rand Paul, even though he, is a sitting senator. Like, do they really want a libertarian like Rand Paul to be president of the United States? I'm not sure they do. I think Rand Paul would actually be good insurance for Trump. And Tulsi would be quite a wild card too. So she's not even a Republican. I guess you'd have to become one. Is there a form you fill out or something? And wokeness. Glenn Youngkin, governor of Virginia, like very very successful businessman. I wouldn't. I don't know much about him. I don't trust him from what I heard. But see, Twitter made the comments relevant. Facebook, see, I can fight on here too. I know there's a lot of fighting that goes on Twitter, but like, I would get on fights on like the community pages and shit on Facebook. And then several groups I was in like in a Christian apologetics, and I would fight with Christians and atheists that were in there to troll. Like, I was always getting into it on Facebook, so I delete that shit off my phone. Like, I don't. I don't mess with it. Okay, so Shia Reichik, Libs of TikTok fame, reposted this from this Anna Maltese. At this tweet, Anna Maltese. F this immunity BS. This is my mother, Christy Maltese. She and her sister, Joan Maltese, flew out to D.C. to take part in the January 6th white supremacist riot. Prior to that, Christie was fired for racism at LCAD, where she taught animation. Wow. Can you Now I went to that account and it's not. I didn't see that post there. I think that post had been deleted. Maybe not. It's still, I guess not. It's right here. She has 3,000 likes and 2.6 thousand comments. So, I mean, I think that's like kind of a good ratio, right? I mean, like, so more people are supportive of what she did here. Because, like, not all the people who commented are saying that she's an awful, evil person. So, wow. What a disgusting human being. Let's see what the comment section said with her. Oh, she, wow. What a horrible person you are. People saying they're sorry to her. It seems as if somehow these comments were kind of altered to bring up the ones in support of her. Yeah, Orwell's Children from 1984. I mean, or Mao's, how he started the revolution. Get into the kids' heads and get the kids to overthrow the parents. That's what's happening right now in our country. They're brainwashing children to overthrow our society. Parents are working their butts off. Parents are working their butts off while their kids are being indoctrinated. The demands of our society are too much. The inflation is too great. You've got to have both parents. The inflation is too much. You've got to have both parents working. And that was in good times. You know, this has been done to us, folks, man. This is done to us. This is so they could brainwash our children. They had to get the women out of the homes and convince y'all to be whores or so career-minded that you just put family off until it's too late. Like, I went to church today, Saturday night. When I go to church, I sit in the back, towards the back of me, and I can look, and there's so many men. I don't think they want to be single, but they don't want to be at a bar. I'm actually, I don't know, maybe start a group or something.
Kids. I'm here enjoying a nice day at the beach with my kids, and I turn around. I got these flags planted here on the beach by these MAGA fucks. Listen, this is all America. We know you didn't storm the beaches to stake out your territory on the beach. This isn't the fucking moon. I get it. This is America. But I'm sick of my flag being represented by white nationalist trash on a goddamn beach. Go fuck yourselves.
Well, what a piece of shit.
So why aren't we calling for the felon to step down? Why are we not calling for the felon to step down? Everyone's calling for Biden to step down. Why aren't we calling for the fucking felon to step down? What the fuck? Even the media is like, oh, Biden, step down, step down. Hello? Rapist? Felon? What? Where? Why aren't we asking?
Oh, it wasn't over. She's got more to say. I'm sorry.
In an overall way, why is the media not saying front page, get the felon to step down? Why is it front page, Biden should step down? And all you MAGA, don't even, okay? Don't fucking even. You're fucking voting for a rapist, okay? So why aren't we
Oh, man. You know, Trump isn't perfect, folks. I mean, he doesn't upset me like that. And lastly, Senator Marsha Blackburn, who I've spoke about previously. You know, I'd like to find me a young Marsha Blackburn if I could. You know, she's still a nice-looking lady at like 70, you know? I said it. She said there cannot be a ceasefire until Hamas is destroyed. And I said destroyed and eliminated are two different things. and there was the talk, and the talk was to eliminate. And then I heard something like, well, yeah, it's probably not going to be possible to eliminate them. So I guess everyone in Palestine is Hamas. Everyone hates you. Okay. That's what they're getting at. Because, I mean, I get people like not like radicals on the left saying that, you know, things are going way too far over there. And it's like, well, I thought we were just getting things from like Al Jazeera. Is that not, are we getting better reporting? I mean, that's the only kind of reporting I've really heard. From the layout of the territory and what they're wording is, it's kind of a door-to-door kind of operation. And I keep hearing things about bombs and stuff. So it's like, well, this is different than what I thought it was going to be, apparently. I think I danced around that topic pretty well without getting censored or sending off any red flags. Y'all got to know what I'm saying, you know what I mean? It's not great. So Project 2025. So I don't know what this thing is.
America.
So a friend of mine was like, hey, what's this 2025 plan? Like something about Trump, and he's something about banning Muslims. I was like, I mean, I kind of heard about it, I think, but I had not looked into it or heard anything about it.
With much of the 2024 focus right now on President Biden and the future of his campaign, Donald Trump chose today to try to distance himself from Project 2025. That's the 900-plus page document from conservative advisors at the Heritage Foundation, which lays out some pretty aspirational goals to reshape the federal government and, frankly, American life if Trump were to win in November. Well, on Truth Social today, Trump wrote, I know nothing about Project 2025. I have no idea who's behind it. I disagree with some of the things they're saying, and some of the things they're saying are absolutely ridiculous and abysmal. Anything they do, I wish them luck, but I have nothing to do with them. Several Trump allies, though, do have ties to Project.
Okay. Stephen Miller, Peter Navarro, Mark Meadows, Ken Cuccinelli, and Ben Carson. Yes. The man who separated conjoined twins for the first time ever. Make sure he's not involved in any legislation making. We don't want like men like him having boys in our government. That's crazy talk. Well, people, you have to see the lunacy here. You like I don't know what Ben Carson stands for, but I mean, he separated conjoined twins, so I'd like to hear what he has to say at least. I mean, I'd give his opinion a little bit more weight than my own on many of things. Not everything. So what is it? So I went to the advisory board. So, because I had heard of Heritage Foundation as well, and it's like, okay, they're in here, but there's a lot of this is they're there. The Heritage Foundation, Hillsdale College. I wonder if that group. There was a group his dad was involved in, and where he kind of got his comeuppance. Turning Point USA, he was a huge pro-Trump with Charlie Kirk. Media Research Center. Okay, I don't know most of these organizations. They sound great. Some of them I do, and all the ones I do know of, I'm pretty approving of. Not a huge fan of Charlie Kirk, but I do appreciate the work he's doing for sure. Let's go to personnel. Oh, I can get an they would like my application. So so the Army of people. Apparently I can, because I heard like other talking about making a MAGA army, and okay, so you go in here and you submit an application to join. I mean, oh, so someone finally got around to, so some conservative finally got around to reading Rules for Radicals and thought, hey, this is what we're up against. Maybe we should counter that. Yeah, that's what this seems like, actually. Conservative governance one. I would love to, like, what Trump said, like, there's some things that are abysmal or whatever. Like, I guarantee you he doesn't know one bit about this. I would have liked him to say, like, okay, well, what do you have a problem with? He should have been like, I don't have anything to do with it, but what do you have a problem with about it? Conservative Governance 101. Apparently, I mean, this is like a book. Folks, I'm going to edit this so you won't know the difference. But this is all like PDF stuff. I'm going to zone out here for a moment and see if I can find something worth, like, I don't have the time to dissect this stuff. I need someone else to do that for me. Okay, the Department of Defense. Let's see what it has. 41 pages. Okay, priorities. Priority number 1. Reestablish a culture of command, accountability, non-politicalization, and warfighting focus. So get rid of the woke stuff. Transform our armed forces for maximum effectiveness in an era of great power competition. Provide necessary support to Department of Homeland Security border protection operations. Border protection is a national security issue that requires sustained attention and effort by all elements of the executive branch. Okay. I mean, I just the inclusion of the Department of Homeland Security, I'm not a big fan of, but I guess if they were to coordinate with, you know, the Navy and Air Force and everything that are surrounding the United States in my dream world, that makes sense. And last, demand financial transparency and accountability. Okay, let's find some more radical stuff here. Department of Education. Eliminated's got to be pretty quick on there here.
No, they didn't.
Okay, so
No, they didn't. But you can imagine what it'd be like if they did, right? Huh?
Okay, so folks, right in here, this is not that radical of a. This is a conservative doctrine, I'm sure, but the Department of Education, it's 44 pages of things to change. It just should just say eliminate. States, you keep the money and you decide how to spend your money. If you want to have inflated budgets on schools and all the fancy stuff, like, fine. Like, okay, that's where a state can determine by their population, hey, do we want to make sure these rural schools or urban schools, whatever schools, have the tech they need, even if the tax base surrounding it isn't able to provide that, because those schools, well, especially the urban schools, you know, might be harder to keep, you know, retain teachers. So what if you need to pay higher? Okay, and then what if then tech? So that's where a state is better equipped to determine the needs of those students. And if a state says, we're going to save the money, well, then that might be welfare and crime statistics in the future. That's how a state has to determine it. So this is not radical. Department of Energy. Okay, nuclear energy better be pretty quick up here. American energy dominance. Ensure that Nuclear Regulatory Commission facilitates rather than hampers private sector nuclear energy innovation, and employment. That should be at the very, very top, folks. And see, it's difficult. Like, I would like to see a state provide electricity to all its people free, and then businesses have to pay for that electricity they use, and that pays for the maintenance of the nuclear reactors and crew and so on and so forth. If you're a state, you have to provide it to everyone, but like, I mean, what if someone wants to build a house on the mountain and they say, "Where's my electricity? You had to provide me my electricity." And the state, they have to run some electricity up to them. I don't know about this. See, like, that's where it gets tricky when you got the government involved, right? Like, because the state shouldn't discriminate against that person if the policy is free electricity for citizens of, so then it doesn't work. It doesn't work. You can't have, maybe you can't have socialism and equality, It's just impossible to provide it. Everything equally. It probably is. Sure seems to be. I mean, this is some serious heady stuff. So, like, they put some serious time into this. This wasn't done for no reason. So, I actually don't believe that this is just nothing, some fringe group, but I don't know what Trump is distancing himself from. I mean, if it was the idea of reforming the Department of Education and not eliminating it, I mean, Federal Trade Commission, like Federal Reserve. I mean, a lot of people would probably like to eliminate that completely. Department of Commerce, Department of Treasury. Commerce and Treasury. Those almost certainly don't need to be two different departments. All right? You can save a lot of money right there. I mean, it's right there on the same heading. Department of the Interior. I don't really know what that does enough. Okay, Wikipedia says responsible for the management and conservation of most federal lands and natural resources. It also administers programs relating to Native Americans, Hawaiians, territorial stuff. Okay. So USDA, Department of Housing and Urban Development, Department of the Interior, Department of Health and Human Services. I can tell you right now, a lot of that could be eliminated. You start combining departments. Department of Energy. Why do we need a Department of Energy? Just allow it. Allow it to be created. So, folks, everything in the Project 2025, like, I mean, it looks like it is like making government more conservative, but it's not fundamentally transforming it. It's not like cutting it like Vivek has talked about doing it. It's just improving what's existing. We need to shrink what's existing. We need to make it smaller so it doesn't have so much power over us. So, yep. But I find it very odd that Trump has distanced himself from apparently nothing. So, okay. Well, have a good holiday weekend, folks. I will see you soon. I got to do a better outro. I mean, sometimes I talk about some serious stuff, but everything's good right now. Seeing the displays of patriotism online is pretty great, and then the few lunatics losing it is funny as well. But I hope they let it happen. We need to heal as a country. We need to get behind one man. We all know who that man is, despite all his errors. Just gonna let it happen. This ain't over. This ain't over. If they didn't keep us fighting, they wouldn't be able to keep stealing from us, folks. That's the truth. So, love thy neighbor. Fear thy Lord. See you next time. Bye.
This is your life, and it's ending 1 minute at a time.
This war stops now.
End the war. Bring freedom to our people.
No more tricks. No more lies. Only truth.
This is where we hold them! This is where we fight!